Welcome back to Breakdown. Today is July 5th, Wednesday, 2023. We're gonna talk a little sports, college sports,
Oh.
Big Ten, SEC.
Oh,
but
sports.
we're even gonna go outside the SEC and the Big Ten. You ready to do it?
You know what? We're outside. Let's go outside the box.
We have a new venue. We're outside, and we're gonna go outside. Okay, JD, we're going outside. Let's talk some big news. San Diego State,
Yeah.
very big.
Big news.
Conference realignment. They were all set and ready to join the Pac-12. What happened?
Well, not much at all happened because, as you still know, Pac-12 still consists of 12 members, 2 of which will be playing their last season in this upcoming year.
That's right. So San Diego did not join.
San Diego State let the June 30th deadline pass without committing to either the Pac-12 or the Big 12. They stayed
Okay.
put right in the Mountain West.
Are you sure? Because according to the Mountain West, they are not a member of the Mountain West right now. What say you about that? Is San Diego State a member of the Mountain West, or are they not?
I mean, they did just make the most amount of money anyone's ever made for the Mountain West. So I would say not only are they a member of the Mountain West, they should be the highlighted member.
Because they made it to the championship game in the men's basketball.
Which you never before had they made it to the Final Four. I don't know if a Mountain West team had ever made it to an Elite Eight, but I know they had made it to a Final Four.
Okay, so just to set the stage a little bit, San Diego State was hoping to get an invite to the Pac-12. They had submitted, the Mountain West said they submitted a letter of resignation. San Diego State said it was more of a letter of inquiry, of information and stuff. So the Mountain West said they're going to meet, I think, July 17th to discuss San Diego State to see if San Diego State actually is a member of the Mountain West or not. Because San Diego State, the Mountain West was set to give them $6.some million this week in revenue, and they're holding on to that money. So you know San Diego State is not happy. What's going to happen, JJ?
Well, I don't think the Mountain West has a legitimate claim to that money. I think if anyone's earned that amount of money in the Mountain West, it is San Diego State. I think they're going to get that. And I think, San Diego State could always make another run in men's basketball again this year. Which may or may not be their final year in the Mountain West. I mean, we all see the exit signs.
That's my question to you. The fact that San Diego State did not migrate to the Pac-12, what does that do for conference realignment? Does it help it, strengthen it, weaken it, or is it just a mood issue?
Well, I think it's pretty obvious that that's a market that both the Pac-12, Southern California, that's a market that both the Pac-12 and the Big 12 would covet. So I think for them to not go to the Pac-12, I think that, they either didn't get an invite or something's going on with the Pac-12. We still don't know what their media deal is going to be.
Do you think the Pac-12 is a dying conference?
Yeah, I think there's a lot of opportunity for teams to exit. I think their schools will likely be rated a lot more likely than any of the Big 12 schools. Save for Houston, I think.
You mentioned the media deal. Man, why is it taking so long?
That's a good question. It should be pretty substantially. It should be significantly better than the Big 12, I would think.
Really?
Yeah, they have better markets than the Big 12, and they have
But
just
did
as good.
they have more fan interest than the Big 12?
I would think they would have similar fan interest, but that's a good point. Maybe they don't.
I kind of think they don't, but that's me. I don't know. I haven't done any surveys or anything like that.
Well, they should right now. Oregon has Bo Nix. They had a 10-win season.
Well,
Michael Penix led Washington to a 10-win season.
And don't forget USC's Williams.
Yeah, the reigning Heisman Trophy winner, also had a really good year.
No doubt they're the conference with the
And
best.
Utah's the team that went to the Rose Bowl and almost beat a Big Ten team for the second straight year.
Well, the Pac-12 is the conference with the best quarterbacks, no doubt. I don't think it's even close. And one day we're going to talk about what is the SEC and the Big Ten fit in there. But San Diego is still in the Mountain West, according to San Diego, and most likely that's where they will be this season. Interesting. Don't count out conference realignment news happening this year. I think something is going to happen this year. If it doesn't happen this year, believe me, it'll happen shortly after football season. My take.
Yeah.
So JJ, what else going on in the world? What happened with the SEC in Omaha a couple of weeks ago or a week ago? Whatever. Not that long ago.
Well, for I don't know how many years in a row, but the SEC had so it's four
Four in a row.
straight years.
And I think
So Oregon State was the last. Yeah.
and we don't want to talk about them.
Yeah. So
I think it's 6 out of the last 7. The SEC has won the men's College World Series. So JJ,
Yeah, it was two SEC schools this year.
that's right. LSU versus Florida. That started 3. And surprisingly enough, JJ, those 2 schools in the same conference did not meet during the regular season.
No, they did not.
But once they got to Omaha, played in the championship game, Florida drilled LSU in the first game, scoring 22 or 24 runs?
Yeah, I mean, I kind of stopped counting.
Yeah, they scored in the 20s,
Yeah.
but it didn't kill LSU. LSU came back, took the second 2. So JJ, you always hear about the SEC in football. Why don't we hear about the SEC in baseball? Because if they've won the last 4 and 6 of the last 7, that's pretty dominant to me.
Well, it's similar to women's basketball in that it's a niche sport. People don't watch it as much as they watch the men's basketball tournament, and people don't watch the men's basketball tournament nearly as much as they watch. I mean, they don't even really watch the men's college basketball season, so it's mostly a 1-month season for most people.
Okay. Good.
Football, is the second most watched sport in America after. Well, college football is the second most watched sport in America after the NFL.
Right.
So,
And it happens all fall long.
Yeah.
How many more days to kick off? Under 100, JJ. I can't wait. I
Yeah.
can't wait. It's way under 100.
Is it under 80?
Yes, it is. We got July and August. That's 60 something. It's under 70.
Well, I mean, it's just around the corner.
Hey. JJ, will the Big Ten ever join the College World Series party? I know Michigan was there one year against Vanderbilt not that long ago, but what's up with the Big Ten in baseball?
Yeah, they used to win baseball championships back in the 40s and 50s, and Michigan's won a couple, Ohio State's won a couple, I think Minnesota's won a few, but yeah, they
don't care.
But that's something that hasn't happened since the 70s. They just don't play baseball, year round up north like they do in the South.
Okay.
And the South has rosters full of people from the North. If you look at the baseball teams,
I know.
Arkansas, recruits New Jersey incredibly well.
And California.
Yeah, guys who play AAU baseball are spending a lot of time in the South and the Marches and the Februarys of anyway. So they're very familiar with that.
Is there anything in your mind that the Big Ten can do to get better quality players?
Yeah, add schools like Oregon. I mean, who
USC.
made it to the USC's the all-time winningest, most championships. But add schools. Just go into North Carolina, go into Virginia. Virginia won it in 2017.
Yeah.
Yeah, just expand your footprint that way.
Aside from adding schools, in my mind, the only way the Big Ten can become a real player in college baseball is if they change their weather.
Well, that's a whole other thing that for some reason is political, so we can't even get into that right now. We're not going to even talk about that.
Okay.
We won't talk about climate change or anything like that. So
aside from adding schools, if they don't change the weather, the Big Ten will be not that relevant in college baseball. But JJ, one
Yeah.
thing that the Big Ten is relevant in, and that's college basketball. The NBA draft was not that long ago. We had done a preview on the draft. Did it go pretty much the way you wanted, or what were you expected it?
Yeah, I mean, everyone thought it was either going to be Brandon Miller or Scoot second. Everybody knew who was going first.
Victor?
Yeah, Charlotte went with Brandon Miller, took a college kid. Another college player wasn't taken until, what was it, Anthony Black at 7 to
Yeah.
Orlando. And then,
So
Michigan came through with a lottery pick in Jet Howard and an almost lottery pick in Kobe Buffkin, so you would have thought they would have made the tournament.
So let me just go back. Of the top 10 players picked, how many were college players?
I believe it was the Reed. I think the 10th pick was also a college player, was it not?
I don't remember. I was going to say 2, but it may be 3. I can't remember.
It was 2 freshmen, and yeah, the 10th pick I think was from UCF, right? I think he was like
It was from UCF. I didn't know what.
Yeah, he was a power forward.
So what does that tell you, though, JJ, about college players in NBA?
Hey, I
Is
mean,
there a trend that I'm missing?
playing in the G League, playing, in overtime elite, playing overseas might be the way to do it because there's a lot of talent out there, and they're not taking the traditional route. I remember, drafts back in the day, where 100% of the first round would be college players,
Yes. Yeah.
and now
That was
30% of the top 10.
That was back in the day.
Yeah.
How did the Big Ten do in the draft? You mentioned Jed Howard and was the other guy from Michigan.
Kobe Buffkin,
Yeah.
from Grand Rapids, Michigan.
Okay.
Yeah, I think they were well represented. Iowa had Keegan Murray's older brother Chris,
Yeah.
or no, slightly younger brother, I think Chris. Chris was drafted in the 20s to Portland. Or did you go to Portland? Yeah, I believe he went to Portland.
Yeah. Indiana had players drafted.
Yeah, they had Jalen Hood-Schifino, who was drafted. I think if he was not a lottery pick, he went in the teens. I know that for sure. He's a good point guard. So they were well represented. The Big Ten did pretty well. What do you think?
I think Big Ten did really well. The SEC did well as well.
Oh yeah, Arkansas had a couple of players drafted, not just Anthony Black.
That's true. And they had a third player to sign a free agent deal or whatever.
A 4th player.
4th. What did I say?
3rd.
Oh, my bad. JJ, but I'm going to go back really quickly. You mentioned Jed Howard and the other Michigan player that got drafted. And we won't even talk about Hunter Dickinson. How disappointed are you that Michigan didn't do better in the college playoff last year? The college whole season last year. How disappointed are you? Being a Michigan fan. that you
Pretty
are.
disappointed. I feel like they had the talent to make the tournament, and they didn't even make it.
Did they have the talent to make a Sweet 16?
Yeah. Yeah, but I mean that's true for a lot of teams. I think you gotta get there.
Yeah. It's one and done.
Yeah.
It's not like the College World Series.
I mean, St. Peter's made it to an Elite 8.
That's true.
The year before?
One year ago.
Had they lost that one game in the tournament, they wouldn't have had that opportunity. So I think Michigan had that type of talent. They had NBA players, NBA guards, really big 6'8", 6'9" guard in Jet Howard, and a really big point guard at 6'5" in Kobe Buffkin. So you would like, them to have stayed healthy the entire year. You would like them to produce more, but they should have had Illinois' second leading scorer too.
Yeah.
But he didn't get into Michigan. Same thing would happen with UNC's transfer. Not RJ Davis, Caleb Love. So,
So the entry requirement is pretty tough.
yeah,
But you know what? Stanford is too.
that's true.
Duke is too.
That's true.
We'll see. JJ, what else we got going on in the world? College sport, SEC, Big Ten in particular. I mean, we know we got, as I said, football in under 70 days. Gosh, I can't wait.
Yeah, we
Can't
do have
wait.
football in under 70 days. We had the schedule releases for the Big Ten and the SEC. Right now it's just recruiting season for 2024. Ohio State and Michigan keep battling for players, and Ohio State, seems to be winning. as of right now. But it's just
It's still early. Both teams are doing super well, if you ask me. I
Oh,
think
yeah.
Michigan's doing really well, and
Oh,
the
yeah.
signing period is not until December.
yeah.
So we'll see what happens between now and then. But JJ, really quickly before we get out of here, football, and we're gonna go through and do game by game breakdown. Michigan, Michigan State, and Arkansas. We're gonna do that breakdown. We give the win totals, all of them. We've did some really early over and under take on it, but we're gonna go a little bit deeper into those three schools. Is Michigan gonna be for real this year?
Is Michigan going to be for real this year? They returned the last starters.
They're gonna be for real. So JJ, we outside. It's hot out here. Get ready to get out of Dodge. You got more to say?
You know what? I'm ready to call it a day.
I'm just gonna say one thing. WPS, we'll pick Suey.
Who that?
All right.